Oh, good afternoon, everybody. I haven't done a video in a long time. Haven't had much to talk about or anything. Right now I'm in Vegas. I'm trying to put Vegas in my rearview mirror. Today's been a crazy day. We'll maybe talk about that. Got a lot of updates. So, yeah, big boy up here. It's not the same one I saw a little while ago. I saw a even bigger one. But they were going northbound, probably over to Richie Bros. He's a pretty good size though. Stop messing with the paperwork. Anyways, updates in life. So, still having fun with the truck. Still enjoy it. Nothing works on it, but I enjoy it. My Qualcomm went out. It's been like a month now. I've been having to run paper logs. That part I really don't mind. But what gets to me is that you know, I'm not able to get messages. I have to do a lot of extra stuff to get trip plans set up. Each time I'm loaded or empty, I have to make a phone call in. In some of those cases, it takes like 40 minutes to get a hold of somebody. Really annoying. So you know, it's kind of like trying to sell at like half mast. You know, you're not going to be getting as far. Hopefully, what my driver manager wants to do is once I finish up with the load that I've got on me now, I guess there's going to be some place that I'm going to go to in LA, which will I don't know if they're going to fix this Qualcomm or give me one of the new tablets, which is what he wanted like a couple months back. You know, in fact, it was only like a week after I was at the yard to get a tablet that this thing went down, and I've been without one since then. This was in the same time period. No, excuse me. When the when the bumper got damaged by a deer down by San Antonio. So I have been driving blind since then. I can't move over for you guy. I'm sorry. But you know, the other downside is that since there's been kind of a pain to get jobs and stuff like that, I actually have had quite a bit of downtime. If you go back through a lot of my paper logs, you actually see, you know, there's a lot of times where I think there was like 1 week I took like 4 34-hour breaks. I mean, it was like every other day I was down. I was down for something. I was in Amarillo. They had me trade with another guy. His load was going back to Los Lunas, which is where I basically came from. They asked me for my load because he had to get home for a funeral. Well, I got his trailer, and I was I was sitting there driving along, and my truck was working overtime to keep air in the tanks. It turns out one of the airbags was completely shot, and I mean, like, it was launching air, like, you know, as fast as it was going in there. If I stopped for any reason, I would start to lose PSI. There was a few times I had to stop at a corner and just pop the trailer brakes just to let the truck air up again. So once I got that load taken care of, I had to go take the trailer down to a truck stop and get that fixed, because I mean, you can't drive like that. And that wouldn't have been so bad if the guy had told me about that, because we swapped at a Petro in Amarillo, and if he had told me that the trailer had that issue, I could have taken to the shop right there and got it taken care of, because I did a 34 at that Petro. But I ended up getting it fixed at the Loves, whatever town that is, that's in the middle of I-25, and then, like, I got a call and they asked me if I would take another repower from another guy. This one was going up to Ohio, and you know, they didn't have an ETA on it. They had to wait until he got loaded. My glasses are all smudgy. Well, it actually took him like two days to get loaded. You know, I was sitting there for a while. I was like, man, you know, is this actually still going on? No one actually told me if it was or not. You know, the guy actually called me when he was like an hour out from me. But yeah, I ended up getting like a second 34 done at that Loves, and then I got the Ohio load. I went and dropped that off, and then they said that I was going to be going up to Waterloo, which of course this time of year is like it's like the coldest place on the face of this planet. And but I went up there, and then I got a message saying that I was shut down. Apparently I was overdue for a DOT, so my pre-plan got removed from me. Luckily, I was at a truck stop that had a shop. We got that taken care of, easy peasy. I mean, you know, it's a brand new truck. What could possibly be wrong with it, you know? And then I ended up sitting up there for like 2 days. For 2 days. Before somebody finally sent me like a new job. Where did that one take me? Oh yeah, that one went over to Gary, and not Gary, Tracy, California. But oh man, I tell you, it was cold up there though. Like, I think my temperature was saying it was like 19 degrees outside. But the thing is that area has like this wind. It's just this incredible wind that goes through all layers of clothing. It goes through your skin. It freezes your very bones. It's insane. You know, I had the bunk heater going the entire time, and I had all of the curtains all buttoned up, and even completely being buttoned up like that, the sleeper itself was still maybe 50 degrees. I won't die, but it's not the most comfortable thing in the world. Lucky for me, I'm somebody who's used to the cold. I tell you what, though, these heavy curtains between the sleeper and the cab, they really like insulate like big time. With them being closed, that the bunk heater only has to it only has to heat up like half of the truck. So while it was like 50 back there, when I would get up in the morning, open up the curtains, it's like 20 degrees up here. You just get hit with this blast of cold, and that's even with having the window curtains closed. But yeah, from Tracy, I had to go and get loaded over in Oroville in California, which is pretty much the south end of Bakersfield. And I got going on a trip from there to Denver. Unfortunately, we had a cold front coming through, and I barely beat the snow going through Flagstaff. But I ended up going on a weather shutdown because that same storm went through Colorado, and I mean just froze everything. Literally, it froze. It was ice. So they put me on the weather shutdown. I was shut down for like 2 days because it was, it just stayed frozen. This is actually the first like really warm day that I've had in quite a while. It's 80 out there. It's wonderful. So that load ended up being behind schedule, right? When they finally let me go, I guess they had rescheduled it to be delivered like 1 a.m. the following morning. I was finally able to get going like 3 p.m. But I had a lot of driving to do. They were like, yeah, just roll it in. And I'm like, I'm not even sure if I can make it. Turns out I can. And I now have a new personal best distance of 686 miles. That's what it took. I did not think that was going to be possible, especially going up I-25. Because when I say going up, you literally are climbing in altitude like non-stop. But I made it. I made it with 20 minutes left on the clock. We got unloaded. By the time I was unloaded, it was like 6 a.m. There's a Flying J that's like a mile down the street, if that. I got there. I amazingly got a parking space, which is really hard to do in Denver. But unfortunately, I ended up spending like another 2 days there before I got a call to go pick up something else. I went to go pick up that item, and from what I could tell, it was already past the DLD. But I got down there like 12 hours past the DLD, and they said that the trailer hadn't even been started yet. No one had even touched it. So they transferred me to this load. Now this load was also all already past the DLD, which is deadline departure, the absolute latest that you should leave if you want to make on-time delivery. The two loads that I had here in Vegas were scheduled for yesterday at 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. And I didn't get the job assignment until like noon the day before. I told them, yeah, I will make it to Vegas yesterday. It just won't be 6 a.m. It'll be more like 6 p.m. You know, you can only do so much. This is where things have really gotten crazy. I got to a casino over on the east side of Vegas, what would be US 95. I think that's 95. The one highway that's over by Hoover Dam. Well, I had called to ask them about appointment changes, and they told me that the first two jobs were going to be tomorrow, starting at like 7, I think they said. However, since I was going to be basically here yesterday, my driver manager was going to see if he could get the appointments moved up to today. And when I stopped yesterday, I hadn't heard anything else from him. I called into the night dispatch to reconfirm that the appointment was still for tomorrow at 7, and you know, he said that things hadn't changed. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna end up like, you know, thinking that today was gonna be like another day off, right? And so I decided to stay up like a little bit later, have a little bit of fun. I decided to play one of my computer games. I ended up being up until I think almost 2 o'clock in the morning. At 6 a.m. this morning, I get a phone call. I think the lady was a CSR from dispatch, and she was asking me if I was going to be able to make a I think it was an 8 a.m. Appointment this morning. I'm like, oh great, thank you. So yeah, right now I'm running off of 4 hours of sleep. You know, I basically got up, got ready as fast as I could, grabbed some coffee and a couple waters, busted my butt over to that first stop. Which was a tricky spot to get into. I really wish that I had put on the camera for it. I had to do a blind back from the street into basically what was an alley, you know, the driveway between two buildings. This guy's over here trying to drag race me. I'm gonna need that lane soon. And I got there like 8:04. You know that you can only do so much before like before the rush hour traffic and work zones get to you. Those guys at that warehouse are actually really cool. I was just sitting having a conversation with them as they literally attached a chain to the forklift, attached it to each pallet, and drug it out of the back of my trailer. That's the first time I've ever seen somebody unload a trailer like that. You know, because I wasn't hooked up to a dock. After that, they said just go over to the second stop, which was only like a couple miles away. I show up there. Usually I have like a lot of varying problems with this company. And I got there, I think about 9 or something like that. And they rejected me at the gate, saying that the appointment was for tomorrow. So I told my driver manager, and he made a couple of phone calls. Called me up again and said, yeah, go back down there. The CSO has called them. They should be expecting you now. So I go back down there, and of course, whoever's working in that warehouse hasn't actually received any such information. So they had me wait in the parking lot. I think I sat there for like 3 hours in the parking lot waiting. I wish I could have gotten up to a dock sooner. They finally got me unloaded. And I was ready to go at like 2. Now I'm trying to race down to LA. My goal is to get to my second home, that Petro in Ontario, hopefully by about 6, and be down by 6:30. That way, when I get up and can be ready to roll, I will have like an hour and a half to go about 40 miles. You know, it shouldn't be too much of a problem with traffic, because it's gonna be really early in the morning. I just got to make sure I get there and get shut down on time. That's gonna be the fun part. I'm gonna take the opportunity to move on over. This lane turns into an exit. So that's my day. This guy's slowing down on me. I mean, yeah, we are gonna have to slow down here pretty soon, because we're about to cross over into Canada. We're about to cross over into California. I think those solar panels out there are all new. I don't recall seeing them. I can't remember the last time I was up this way. It was probably during my last video. Wow, that really accomplished a lot, didn't it? Went through all the trouble to get around me just to get behind the guy that I'm matching speeds with. Something tells me this guy's gonna attempt a last minute merge. So, yeah, that's been pretty much it for the last month. You know, the Qualcomm went down, which means that I've been running at half steam. You know, that part has kind of sucked. Hopefully we can get that fixed soon. I should be getting scheduled to go home here pretty soon. You know, last thing I really need is another break at this point, man. I've had enough of them. See, watch this. This guy's gonna get just far enough ahead, and he's gonna jump on over. About time to slow down anyways. And there's the double line for the exit only. So like I said, you know, last second. Truck drivers do that all the time there. All the time. Here's Whiskey Pete's. You ever want to come do some gambling? I'm not much of a gambler myself. Would have been tempting if I had a day off. The guard at my second stop kind of gave me some inside information about the slot machines at the Petro. She said that she used to work there. Apparently, it's best to go play the slots at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I guess they pay out better at that time. All right. Now, I'm sure that I've explained this before. These aren't actually solar panels. So these towers are surrounded by a bunch of mirrors. And those mirrors are focusing the light directly back at that tower, which is creating like a lot of heat, which turns water into steam, spins a turbine, you got power. It's basically a nuclear reactor without the nuclear. I'm going way too fast. Now I'm hauling ass. See, all of these guys up here are outrunning me now. People just don't slow down in the state. Well, we'll go through the checkpoint here and then probably call it quits on this video. I guess we could do an update on the truck too. You know, do like a couple month update. You know, a lot of things are still going great for me. I'm having a lot of fun. I have a cooler in the truck. I didn't want a cooler though. I was trying to find a fridge. You know, I'm trying to make it so that I could actually buy groceries and cook my own meals on the truck. I found like a portable stove that can plug into the inverter down at Walmart for like 20 bucks. You know, it's just a single burner stove. I bought that. I bought a pan. And I got a cooler. But I wish I had gotten this other one. You know, I was looking at the different options. I thought what I got was actually a fridge. And you know, the two problems with it is, one, it's just a little bit too big for the hole that I wanted to stick it in, so it's sitting on the floor. I don't want to lose that floor space. And two, you know, it's like I said, it, you know, I thought it was a refrigerator. I didn't realize it was a cooler, which actually makes it the second cooler that I own now, because I have another one back at home. I don't know if I ever posted that video. I did a tour of the Petro over in Missouri, and I was looking at the different coolers there, and there was another one that was actually a portable fridge. That's the one I should have gotten, and it probably would have fit inside the big giant hole that I want to fill up. See, I'm guessing at this point, that guy's probably doing like 64, something like that. Because I'm pushing the speed limit myself. Boy, those things are bright though, aren't they? So, what I'm going to look at, Peterbilt actually makes a small fridge for that specific space, and I'm going to look at getting one of those, and hopefully I can start doing that. Yeah, because I bought a bunch of groceries, stuck them in there. But some of those groceries ended up going bad because, I mean, they weren't staying cool enough. But eventually, I would like to make it so that I can just, you know, stop at the rest area or something like that and just make my own meal. Because let's face it, a lot of these restaurants connected to truck stops just really can't make steaks right. Last one that I had, it was when I was back in Denver. Went to the Denny's there. And I always like to get a medium rare, but they ended up giving me like a well done. And you know, the funny thing is that the waitress thought that was the bomb. Oh, what's that maneuver up there? No. You know, you could actually use both lanes. Weird. I need some of my paperwork. I need some of my paperwork that I haven't used yet. So these people only care about produce. They don't, you know, they don't care about meat loads. All you have to do is just show them the paperwork. You know, if it says national beef, then you know, you're gonna get right on through. Now, I really wish that when they had built this, that they had done it like a half a mile or so back. That is the first time I have heard that in months. Oh my God. That beeper hasn't been going off for anything. I cannot tell you how many scales that I've had to pull into. Great time too. I can pass all of these people up. So the reason why I wish that they had to build this like a half mile back is because of this part right here. By the time you finally get a chance to speed up, you're already going uphill, so you don't get any speed, and then it takes forever to get up this hill. Really, really sucks. Let's see if we can build up something. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Next, I'm gonna be stuck around 45. Maybe not. Maybe I can get up to 50 or so. Biggest problem is I know that I'm going to have to pass this guy, and I'm worried about this traffic that's not much faster than me. See, this is exactly what I was worried about. I'm going to use that gap. You're not supposed to be in that lane. No trucks, left lane on this hill. Boy, that pickup truck is really struggling. Look at that. I mean, he's only like a fraction of our weight. Down. Oh, that one gear down. Oh yeah, truck review. Oh, on top of the Qualcomm being broken and this thing never scanning, for some reason this guy does not want to read my phone. So I've been having to like input addresses. I think it has to do with an update. I can't do an update on that until I get home and get it connected to some Wi-Fi. There is one thing that I've noticed about this truck, and occasionally, you know, especially when I, you know, stay somewhere cold, I get up and start driving the next day, and I get water come down all throughout this area. It's not a leak. You know, that was kind of my first impression. The thing is, though, is that, you know, when I take this through a truck wash or something like that, you don't see anything. There's no issue. So I think what is going on is there's a section up here somewhere that forms frost at night on the inside. Once I get driving, of course, you know, the cab is going to get warmed up. It's going to melt that frost, and I get water. Gets kind of annoying. Now, I gotta say, 45 is not that bad for getting up this hill. And the bumper is fixed. It's, yeah. I'm still mad about that, you know. Brand new truck, had it for like a month. Freaking deer runs out and hits me. I cannot believe that happened. I may need to jump over in that lane again. Going full speed. It was that guy that passed me earlier and then started to outrun me. Look at that. We're going to highway speed now. Oh yeah, I'm gonna pass all of you up. You're slow. And you're slow. Yeah. And I'm shifting gears now too. Kind of the advantage of being lightly loaded. And you're slow. if I can beat this guy before he crests the top of the hill here. So we got just a little bit more. A little bit more to go. Yeah, I made it all the way up here. Well, there we go. There's a guy that was having, you know, that was coming up the hill all slow. Yeah, there's too many RPMs. Alright, yeah, so there's an update on what's kind of been going on in my world for the last month and a half. Now, I'm not going to be sending this out immediately. In fact, it'll probably be like another week or so. I'm gonna wait until I go home and just launch a whole bunch of videos at once. Unfortunately, I've used a lot of my internet time trying to do some major updates on some of my games. I didn't really expect that to hit like that. So I'm just gonna wait until I get home and then just do like a mass upload. Get a whole bunch of these. I think I will call it quits, and I'm gonna jake brake my way all the way down this hill. So I will talk to you guys later.